What if the next move in the Middle East isn't just another strike, but a decisive blow that could change the course of the entire war? Tensions are reaching a boiling point. Missiles are flying, alliances are tightening. And behind closed doors, military planners are reportedly weighing options that could reshape the region overnight. Is this the moment everything escalates, or finally comes to an end? Right now, the situation on the ground is intense and unpredictable. Iranian missiles continue to strike Israeli cities, showing that despite sustained counterattacks, Tehran's capabilities remain far from neutralized. At the same time, the United States and Israel have been hitting strategic targets, military bases, infrastructure, and key supply routes, trying to weaken Iran's operational strength. But here's the reality: neither side is backing down. Instead, both appear to be preparing for something bigger, and that's where the Pentagon comes in. According to reports, the Pentagon is considering 4 major options, each one more serious than the last. Option 1: limited precision strikes. This would involve targeted attacks on critical Iranian military assets, missile sites, drone facilities, and command centers. The goal? Cripple Iran's ability to launch attacks without triggering a full-scale war. Here, the conflict spreads beyond isolated strikes. The US could target Iranian-linked groups across the region, raising pressure not just on Iran, but its entire network of influence. One of the most dramatic options, cutting off key routes like the Strait of Hormuz. This would hit Iran economically, disrupting oil shipments and putting global markets on edge. But it also risks a massive international crisis. This is the most extreme, the most talked about. A large-scale, coordinated military campaign aimed at forcing Iran into major concessions, or effectively ending its current military posture. But make no mistake, this option comes with enormous risks. Escalation could spiral beyond control. This isn't just a regional conflict anymore. The stakes are global. Oil prices could surge, trade routes could be disrupted, and major powers may be forced to take sides. Every move now is being watched. Not just in the Middle East, but in capitals around the world, because one miscalculation, one wrong strike, could trigger something far bigger than anyone expects. So the question remains, are we heading toward a decisive moment that could end the conflict, or standing on the edge of a much larger war? The Pentagon's options are on the table. The pressure is building, and the world is waiting to see what happens next.
The war is escalating, not slowing down anymore, because we've heard quite some recent days, months about this war between Iran and US. And the war is escalating, not slowly anymore. Iran is still launching missiles in Israel's city. As we all know, Iran is becoming more eager to devour Israel into its arm. And this war is continuing. It's not stopping anywhere. And you can see that Iran is now throwing more missiles to Israel, claiming that they are coming back with it. And this war is now turning the US into more conversations. Yesterday, we all heard that Trump was pointing fingers at Pentagon'S, the war that's popping up. You are rather in charge of it. You are bringing the missiles, or you are setting the missiles to Iran. You brought what the hell is actually popping up in today's war. And we all heard that this war is an inbuilt indoor that they all organized, because at first the conversation wasn't like that. And yesterday we all heard from Trump pointing finger at Pentagon'S, that Pentagon'S, you are indeed holding the hands, or you are actually throwing the missiles from the United States of America to Iran. You are causing this fight. And this raises much conversation about this. And now, here comes the Pentagon's is considering that they are having limited precision strikes. You heard that for quite recent months, US or United States of America was coming back with it. They were saying that they can murder, devour the Iran community, because when we talk in terms of weapons, United States of America is one of the countries who is having these missiles, powerful weapons to devour a country. And when we say a country, or let's take Ghana for example, or mere countries like Zambia, Congo, the country that you know that is not well endowed with weapons. United States of America can devour this country in just a few seconds. And we heard that Trump was saying that, Trump was boasting and saying all sorts of things that they can fight Iran. And you imagine taking some years building $5 million missiles, and with this just quite some few months throwing these missiles to conquer these cheaper drones. Iran is not endowed with much weapons as compared to United States of America. But here comes the case that Iran is producing more cheaper drones, and imagine United States of America is using these $5 million missiles to attack these cheaper drones, and the cheaper drones is mainly inside the atmosphere, and using these 5 million, a lot of 5 million, using years, months to create these, spending dollars, huge sum of money to attack these cheaper drones, then it means that you are going to lack resources in terms of weapons, in terms of missiles, you're going to lack, and the precision strikes is very limited, and how they can precisely locate it is now becoming limited. And we had recent months that United States of America precisely located the missile at where the Iran was actually manufacturing his missiles, or they are manufacturing their weapons. They set a bomb and missiles there to destroy them, and people died there. And now they are having limited precision strikes, the powerful options that they are bringing out. And the final blow could change everything that we all know. This is not a region war, but it's a global war. At first, people think that this war is just about US and Iran versus Israel. We don't care. We don't give a damn shit. Same applies to the Russian and Ukraine war. War is something that can bring global attraction to it. Because imagine, war can start from me and my friend. My friend, we will pick this, and the war will start gradually. So my friend will hate me, and this will turn into family issues, and this will turn into community issues, and this will turn into region issues, and this will turn into country issues, and this will turn into tribal issues, and this will turn globally. This is how war starts. So if two countries are fighting for their opinion, are fighting over a certain issues that they are them talking about, and you are saying that I'm not, or it doesn't concern me, I don't like that, they should fight, and that's their option, I don't give a damn, I don't give a fuck. And this world, how God created is in such a way that we need other countries' support. Like we all know that for France, I think one of the African countries were supplying France with uranium to supply them with, I think, electricity or something like that. So you need a country needs each other countries for support. And as we all know, Ghana depends on the United States of America for some funds to, upgrade the systems in Ghana for loans. So we all depend, and they also depend on us for cocoa, gold, and other stuff. So we are dependent. And if you think that war is something that we should cherish, I don't care, my president is not involved in it. No, it's a global attraction. And this is no longer just a regional conflict. We shouldn't say it's a regional conflict. It's a global conflict, as we all know. And we all heard that this Iran is supplying the global countries 20% of its oil. And imagine supplying these 20% of this oil to other countries, and the United States of America is attacking them on the routes of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the route which supplies oil to globally. And imagine the US is attacking this route. Are you sure that the countries that's attached to Iran, are they going to benefit these oils? And think of Iran's economic system. Is Iran's economic system going to run smoothly, or they are going to distract? And if Iran is not getting enough money from these global countries which are dependent on their oil for survival, then it means that Iran is going to run at a loss. And when Iran runs at a lot, it means that they are not getting, or they are not going to get money to still upgrade on its, missiles, drones for this attack. And this will bring global attention, and this will continue. And this is not a shorter conflict. This is a prolonged conflict because diplomacy is not working. The United States of America is not understanding the deal that Iran is bringing on board. Same applies to United States of America, or Iran is not accepting the deal that the United States of America is bringing on board. And imagine if diplomacy is not working here, is this war going to end? By the way, my name is Don. If today is your first time, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on my channel. I do post about exploration of science and tech, missiles, weapons, what's actually happening inside this war today. So you just subscribe, like, and be sharing to your friends. Thanks for working with Don, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye bye.